Saquon, New York, what up?
Yo, what's good, fellas? How y'all doing?
Straight.
Yo, so I don't want to keep talking about the Canelo. I think the biggest winner in this is Andrade, because now Eddie got to make him fight Triple G, or Canelo got to come back, and that could be a better fight. That'll give him the clout that he needs coming if he comes back in September, if he fights Boo Boo. You know what I mean? So I wanted to get you, and the question I got for the panel is, in the fantasy world, right, the way Canelo fought last night, would he have beaten Boo Boo? Would Boo Boo have beaten him last night?
Fuck no.
Thanks for the show. You don't think he would have won? You don't think Boo Boo would have beat him, or you think Canelo would have won, or Boo Boo would have won the way Canelo fought last night?
Why are we getting shit confused? Did we not, like, in my fight chat, I literally said, as soon as, oh shit, it's like David and Goliath. He was so much bigger. Boo Boo ain't got none of the attributes, none of the characteristics of Bivol. First of all, the man's a fucking southpaw. It's not even the same fight. Like, just because one dude beat one dude don't mean everybody, you could just take him out and put the next man. Oh, now he'll beat him. That ain't how it works. Dude's a southpaw. Sloppy is all fuck. I don't know why y'all think he good. Who the fuck he beat? Like, Jesus Christ, at least Crawford beat champions and unified and undisputed. Who the fuck did Andre beat to be considered great? He looking absolutely
fight him, bro.
That motherfucker looking like hot garbage, burning under the bridge, fighting nobodies. Luke Keeler got him falling over the fucking place. Jesse Quigley.
Nobody want to fight the man.
Jesse Quigley fought him.
Right?
Jesse Quigley fought him. Luke Keeler fought him. Louis Kubazaris, whoever the fuck, everybody on his resume fought him.
Those fights, none of those fights were even close. Boo Boo trashing all. Boo Boo.
So he trashed Liam Williams? He trashed Liam Williams? He trashed Liam Williams?
Liam Williams, he got in the beginning of he in the later rounds, Liam Williams was there, but it wasn't like Boo Boo didn't control the fight. You didn't feel like the fight was at the balance.
I feel like Boo Boo sloppy as fuck. I feel like Boo Boo sloppy as fuck. Sloppy.
And why? That's what I'm saying. So
if Canelo accepted franchise. If Canelo accepted franchise to avoid Crawford, what the fuck did Boo Boo do? Excuse me, to avoid Charlo. What did Boo Boo do to avoid Charlo? He went to a whole nother promotional company.
I'm saying that the reason why I'm saying that Boo Boo is the winner is because Boo Boo is under his own umbrella.
Bruh, he got no fights left on that deal. He got no fights left on that deal. It's over. Eddie's all over social media, all over just Google Eddie Hernandez, see what he say. We not re-signing that motherfucker.
There's no names over it.
Paint drying is more entertaining than that shit. They not re-signing him. And guess what? That's his own fucking fault for doing the Terrence Crawford and re-signing the Matchroom when he could have fought Jamal Charlo. Espinoza offered him a deal after his DAZN contract was up. He wanted that free.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
Canelo exposed by Bivol proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of Canelo exposed by Bivol subscribers. Now, I wanted to respond to I don't normally do responses to videos when it comes to content creators talking about boxing, or even myself, a lot, really, because it's usually never worth it. But I think in this case, it's really worth it. Now, before I get into what I want to say, let me first give a shout out to Thaboxingvoice and Ness, because they're a platform that has produced a lot of content over the years that I've enjoyed. So for me to ever say anything negative about Thaboxingvoice would be very, very disingenuous to me. They're a great platform. They made a lot of great content over the years that I've enjoyed and that I will continue to enjoy. And they've also had people over there that I'm like my best friend in all of boxing. One of my only friends in boxing that's in the media, which is Sean Tatel. He worked for Thaboxingvoice. So I have nothing bad to say about them. But I'm coming to Ness said something that I didn't agree with, and I wanted to kind of get my thoughts and then keep it moving. So they were talking about Canelo and the aftermath of Bivol and whatnot, and I guess one of the callers had called in, as you guys saw at the beginning of this video, one of the callers called in and said that he thought the winner out of all this Canelo Bivol stuff was Andrade, because now it puts Andrade in a better position to potentially get that fight. You know, because with Bivol beating him, Canelo will probably wants to rematch him at 168, and even if he doesn't, he's still undisputed champion at 168. So and Andrade's supposed to go to 168 to fight Zach Parker any damn way. So the stars could align, right? So he asked Ness, you know, based on what you saw in this Canelo fight, do you think Andrade could beat him or would have had a chance to beat him? And Ness responded emphatically with a big fuck no. He can't beat Canelo, right? And that's fine. Like, Ness is entitled to his opinion. You know, God bless Ness. He can think whatever he wants to think, right? But it wasn't so much his like opinion on the fight. It was like more so like what he said after, which is what I really had a problem with and what I really disagree with. Now, he started saying that Boo Boo Andrade is sloppy as all fuck, and he doesn't quite understand why people think he's good. And that really confused me, because Ness has been around boxing for a long time. You don't gotta love the guy, but to not understand why people think he's good. Like, I don't like Canelo. I think Canelo is overrated, but I can understand why people think he's great and why they think he could be this all-time great fighter. You know, I'm not that so far gone that I can't see other people's perspective. But if Ness doesn't understand why people think Andrade is as good as he is, let me refresh his memory. Demetrius Andrade was the best amateur in this country before he even turned pro. He was already looked at to be a great fighter before he threw one single punch in the professional ranks. When you talk about Andrade pre-professional boxing career, you're talking about an amateur world champion. You're talking about a 2008 U.S. Olympian. You're talking about a guy who beat quite a few big names in the in the professional ranks. You know, in the amateurs that went on to become big names in the professional ranks. Guys like Showtime Sean Porter, guys like Austin Trout, guys like Daniel Jacobs, guys like, you know, Brad Solomon, who had a solid career, guys like Charles Hatley, guys like Mark DeLuca, guys like who else was Keith Thurman. Again, he fought Laura, lost once. I think he won one. I think he might have won one of them, but it's not on BoxRec. I know that I've heard that they're like 1-1, but on BoxRec, the only Laura fight he lost. Dominic Dalton, who was another solid fighter. He beat Diego Chavez. He beat some names. He was a standout. Jack Colque, who he beat in the pros. Yeah, so he beat some really solid names. And before he even threw a professional punch a punch in the professional ranks, Demetrius Andrade was the standout amateur on the 2008 U.S. Olympic team. It wasn't Gary Russell Jr. It wasn't Deontay Wilder, even though he was the only one that I think medaled on that team. It was Andrade. Andrade was a guy that everybody thought was going to be the best pro. And my humble opinion, I think he has been. So that's why people think he's good. They also think he's good because with all that pressure on him to be this great fighter in the pros, because everybody said he'd be this great amateur, he's delivered all 32 times he's had fights, no matter what you thought about his opponents, and not all of them were bums like everybody said he is, but that's a discussion for another day. All the guys, you know, every time he's fought, he's delivered. He's found a way to win, whether it be by knockout, UD, close fight, however it's been. He's won every fight in the pro ranks. 2-division champion, undefeated. Tons of guys don't want to fight him. That's why I think he's good. He's shown the ability to box. He's shown the ability to slug. He's shown the ability to be a power puncher. All right? So he's shown versatility. He's shown consistency. He's shown the ability to know how to win. That's why I think he's good, Ness. Now we move on. He also went on to say that because he's so damn sloppy, Luke Keeler and Jason Quigley had him falling all over the place. But what he failed to mention in his little soliloquy was that both Quigley and Keeler got their asses stopped. So just, if you're going to talk shit, make sure you include all the facts, Ness. Come on. And then he said, Liam Williams was a competitive fight, which it wasn't. There was a few competitive moments, but if you're looking at the course of a 12-round fight, it was not a competitive fight. Demetrius Andrade beat Liam Williams 9-3 with a knockdown, so it wasn't a competitive fight. But Liam Williams gets credit for being a durable, game, formidable challenger. It was not no close fight. Then the funniest thing he said. Now I don't know which Charlie we're talking about. I'm gonna assume you're talking about Jamal, because Jamal is the guy that is at 160 that he could fight right now. But he insinuated that Andrade ducked Jamal Charlo by signing back with the Zone. and whatnot. But my thing is this: it wouldn't have mattered if he signed on PBC, because if past history tells us anything, the Charlos have bad blood over what happened when Andre was with Rock Nation, when Star Boxing, Rock Nation, Paul Andrade, Showtime, all parties involved had a big ass miscommunication, and they had offered Andrade, what was it, like $250,000 to fight on the Khan, the Amir Khan, Devin Alexander undercard, and he was the only world champion on the undercard. And Paul Andrade didn't like the fight. There was a miscommunication, so he wound up not fighting on the card. And then Jermell Charlo felt some type of way about it, even though there was never a press conference to the fight. Jermell Charlo felt some type of way about that, and he held it against him forever. And then they bragged. Jermell Charlo himself bragged that they blackballed Andre from the sport. And Jermall Charlo didn't want to fight him any damn way, because when Jermall Charlo had Andrade pull up on him after he knocked out Julian J. Rock Williams, and Andrade asked him if he wanted to fight, he said, "I'm not a matchmaker, bro." So I don't want to hear none of this stuff about, oh, well, he ducked Charlo by signing back with the Zone. That fight could have happened. Eddie Hearn petitioned with the WBC and WBO to make the Charlo fight. It wound up not happening because of Johnny Beck Alan Coley's mandatory being called. But let's be real. Charlo would never wanted to fight Andrade. He's fighting one of the guys Andrade and Daniel Jacobs already beat years ago. And then he went on to put the final nail on the coffin by saying that it's better to watch paint dry than to watch Andrade fight. And my thing is this: like, it's one thing if a fan says it, and Ness can have his opinion, but like he's part of the sport. I don't think he should be making comments like that, but it's his platform. I'm not gonna tell him what to do. Andrade is one of the best fighters out there. He's been one of the best fighters out there, and for as long as he's boxing, he will continue to be one of the best fighters out there. People say, who has he fought? He's garbage, he's sloppy, but I'm going to tell you this right now. There's thousands of boxers. There's thousands of professional boxers all around the world across all these 18 weight classes or however many weight classes there are now. There's thousands of professional boxers in the world. You know how many professional boxers would trade their career to have half the career Andre had? I mean, 2-division world champion, undefeated, USA Olympian, amateur world champion. Those aren't the credentials of no bum or a guy that you should question his credibility in the sport or why people think he's good. Those are the accolades of a guy that knows what he's doing in there. So just my response to Ness. I think he should think a little bit more careful about his assessment of certain fighters, because if you want to use the whole resume analogy, then like, okay, who did Bivol beat? Who did Bivol beat? Like, who did he beat? Because I know when Joe Smith Jr. became a world champion, but when Joe Smith Jr. lost to Bivol, Joe Smith Jr. wasn't a world champion. He was looked at to be a nobody. So who did Bivol beat before he fought Canelo? Nobody. But you saw what happened. Resumes don't mean anything when you step in that ring. What matters is, what truthfully matters is the style of the fighter. The styles make fights. And the fighter that can impose their style on the fight more will win the fight. And Andrade has had the chance to really do that over the course of his career, because a lot of these guys who people on the Boxing Voice and in boxing in general want to hype up, they don't believe in the skills enough to fight Andrade. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Shout out to Ness, shout out to the Boxing Voice. I got nothing bad to say about him. Ness has actually invited me onto his show before. I just haven't gone because I'm always busy here with stuff. But I do respect Ness, and I thought it was interesting, so I responded. So that's what it is. You guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Is the Boxing Voice out of pocket, or is he right? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia, and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God.